Hey, how you doing out there? Love Them Knives channel, and oh yeah, we're going to old school. I mean, I could have done this review like 5 years ago. Well, if I would have had a channel 5 years ago, but I didn't. One of my viewers, one of our fellow brothers with a knife addiction, contacted me and says, "Hey LTK, can you get me a ZT 350?" And I go, "Yeah, I think I can." I checked it out. I go, "But yeah, here you get blah 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 blah. Get me one." So I got him one. So I'm gonna ship this out to him. And Patrick is his name. And it's cool. Tiger stripe. You know, this is the 350 TS ZT 0350TS. If you add another S onto the end, it would be serrated. So he was like, "What does that serrated look like?" I sent him a picture. He's going, "Yeah, no bueno here. Let's just stay with the non-serrated." These are cool. I've always thought these were interesting knives. It's a liner lock. It's G10 on both sides, which is kind of cool. You know, I'm kind of coming around to the liner lock being really nice because you get this presentation side, and the back side is kind of a presentation side as well because it's all uniform and contiguous and doesn't break up with the lock bar and all the stuff. So that's kind of nice. I've got nothing against liner locks, actually, although a lot of the knives I do are frame locks. In any case, this is a liner lock. Big old thick stainless liners on this dog. And the lockup, it's, what do you say, 30%, 25%? Right in there somewhere. You got a pass-through area, so you can get your finger on that liner. Now, it's assisted opening. So it deploys, boom, just like that. But closing it, you start getting resistance right here. So here you go. Push it down. And there it goes. Back in, loaded, ready for the next spring opening. You know, I'm not sure if I'm big on assisted opening. Sometimes, I mean, like the 770, the ZT, that's assisted opening. This is assisted opening. There's others. So when it's a good quality knife, and this is an S30V blade, nice grippy G10, you know, kind of, you know, good in the hand, feels pretty comfortable here. It's a Ken Onion design. And it's so I can deal with that. And I don't know that I have anything, you know, just a pure angst against assisted opening. It's just I like the more, you know, flow of a natural bearing system. And I'm always a little suspect of the torsion spring issue, maybe breaking or having issues, and then you've got to replace that part where bearings are bearings. After you can replace bearings too. I mean, you can get bearings, you can replace them, but I don't see them as big a wear item or potential like catastrophic break as, you know, the spring torsion type deal. But you know, but then again, I don't know that I've really heard many stories of anybody saying their assisted opening spring gave way or, you know, broke or had issues. So maybe they're pretty dang reliable. In any case, this one deploys just great. You know, and they got thumb studs here. The thing you think about with thumb studs is if you really want that to be a primary way to open a knife, first of all, you probably don't want assisted opening if you do that, but you can. And another thing is you want to kind of give more of a cutaway. So your thumb, I mean, really, this is flush. And so you really are going to find it a little tougher. Plus, you got the flipper tab up here kind of interfering with everything. But You know, you can do that. See? You can do it either way, but it's usually you want to kind of get your thumb down and in there, and this doesn't do that, but yes, you can do that. I won't try and do that, but like that. It'll work either way. I prefer this. It kind of puts your hand in a different position than this, you know, when you open it. And you know what? I've actually, when I've done this, have somehow run my hand back across the blade after flipping it and almost cut it. So really, the deployment here. Like I said, Ken Onion design, 3 1/4 inch blade, tiger stripe, DLC, tungsten, whatever, coating, and G10 scales. Look at the pocket clip. Tip down, right? But look at all the holes they got in here. Tip up, right hand. Whoops, left hand. Tip up, tip down. So this is truly ambidextrous. Ambidextrous thumb studs. Of course, the flipper tab goes either way. And you can go right or left hand tip up or tip down carry. That's nice. It's not a huge knife. So that's maybe good for EDC actually. Although this is coming up on almost 6 ounces as far as weight goes. So here we go. 3 3/8, 3 1/4, however you want to call it. And 7 3/4 overall. So probably as far as millimeters, you got 80 millimeters. Then overall about 19.5 centimeters for length. This is burying that handle. It's hard to see with that black on that box. Comes in a ZT box, proudly overbuilt. And then you've got, well, not much else. It comes in a bubble pouch, and then it has paperwork in here. So that's what you get. No zipper pouches or microfiber cloths or anything like that. This is that 300 series of zero tolerance knives. There's a 300. There's a 03, whatever. So there's some that are bigger that came out maybe earlier, I believe, that were like 3 3/4 inch blades. And let me show you some paperwork real quick. See, here's the 350, right? Tiger stripe. S30V blade, blah, blah, blah. And you can get them with, you know, without the tiger stripe. You can get them all black. You can get them like black washed, that kind of thing. You can get them partially serrated. Here's your pause and read, 3 1/4 inches. So 83 millimeters, 8.3 centimeters. G10, you know, handle length, weight 4.8 ounces, which, you know what, I'd be surprised that that's 4.8. It feels heavier than that. It's 6.1. Is that more than 4.8? Man, you know what? I haven't had my postal lady come around and say, you know what, dude? You've been way overpaying for your postage. I don't think my scale's wrong. So I heard 5.8, 5.9, but this is weighing out at 6.1. So 174 grams, 6.1 ounces. I mean, we can do it again. Hell, let's put my Mannix on there. Let's just test this. Yeah, see, 2.8. I knew that was 2.8. This, it's got to be right. 6.1. 4 point what? Sometimes it's good to look on several different sites when you do that. 4.8, huh? It sure got, maybe their ZT is a lot lighter. Um, Never mind. So you got the DLC coating on the tungsten DLC, as they say here, on the blade. Non-reflective. You can go Navy SEAL with it, whatever. And then, it got good reviews. Most people like it. It's really a heavy-duty carry. So, how fat is this dog? Well, let's see. We can get the regular caliper, so 0.49, right at a ½ inch. Not overly fat. 12.5 millimeters. And what's a blade stock? Come on. Okay, it's 3 millimeter. So it's 0.116. I'm surprised it's not at least 0.125. 0.116, 0.117. So right at 3 millimeters. Okay. You got this slight recurve in here, which I don't know if that's going to really present you much problem with resharpening. Probably not, really. I mean, if you have just a real radical recurve, it can be a little more difficult. This, depending on what kind of sharpening system you use, shouldn't be a problem. Wow. Yeah. Looks like these thumb studs actually become part of the blade stop and may be the blade stop. They are actually, sorry. Ah, yes. See? Hello. No stop pin up there. There you go. So, but I mean, you can deploy the knife that way too. So, either way, I like the flipper tab. I prefer it. When my thumb goes flying around, especially when a speed safe is taken off, I worry a little bit where my thumb's going to go after it's deployed right across the blade. So no. Oh, you got a, backspacer, G10 obviously. You've got jimping back here at the back of the knife. Here it could be actually helpful because when you go to deploy it, you've got a little bit of traction there to dig into the palm of your hand. And then you've got this thumb ramp here, and that's got some pretty aggressive jimping on there. It's not sharp. It's not overly, aggressive. It's there, and you can feel it, and it's effective. No jimping on this little liner. But you know what? It's a one-hander. And depending on how long your fingers are, yeah. Good. It deploys well. This is... I've never... I don't have a lot of ZTs in my collection. I got the 456 and the 452 CF and the 850 and got the 0055 coming in and had the 392, but that's gone. So, I mean, they kind of come and go. So... And I've had the 450, the 460. But, as far as my permanent collection, only about 3 different... I've got the 606 limited editions. But so I've got like 3 or 4 in my permanent collection. So I don't have... there's a lot to be had. And I think this 300 series might be worth having at least one of the 300 series, whether you have the 3 3/4 inch one or the 3 1/4 inch one, whichever. These are still available on the market. The other ones, the big ones, larger ones, the 300s, the 303s, that kind of stuff, I think they're gone out of production. So, in any case, yeah, nice. And then Patrick says, "Hey, can you get me a ZT lanyard?" And I looked around. I go, no, I can't. I mean, if you could find one somewhere. And I gave him the brands that I could access, and he goes, "Oh, get me the Schmuckatelli." So I said, "I can get you the Schmuckatelli ones," which I have no experience with these. But this is the One-Eyed Jack. And this is the Grins. and I'm not going to take them out of their package, but you can get the beads themselves, and then make your own lanyard if you want, or you can get them on a lanyard. And I'll tell you what, Schmuckatelli, they're very creative. They have a lot of crazy lanyards. Where did like Blade HQ? Look on here, look at all these different, Fang and Emerson, right? There's One-Eyed Jack, and they're and this is just a small sampling, believe me. And then there's the Grins guy. So Cyber Skull, I don't know. They got it all. It's just amazing. I hadn't really paid a lot of attention to it, but here's my viewers. They're like, yeah, hey, dude, these are good. These are fun lanyards and stuff, and it looks like it really fit in with this, right? You got this kind of black and gray thing going on, and you got this black and gray thing going on. So really, he's got pretty good sensibilities as far as what goes with what. So, Patrick, I'm getting these out the door to you, buddy. But yeah, grippy G10, assisted opening, S30V, good quality steel, easy to deploy. You got right and left hand, tip up, tip down, carry options with this. It's pretty beefy feeling knife. A little bit of a recurve in the blade. Ken Onion type design cue there, And it will cut paper. Yes, it will. Very well. So, it's sharp. It's coming your way. You don't want me to sharpen it, that's for sure. I'm still kind of feeling my way around my KME system, although, I've done a few knives and they've turned out just fine. I'm not doing the polished mirror edge, but I get them to where they cut like that. So, and that's good enough for me, because I'm working on my beater knives, the knives I actually really use hard and get dull. My other ones are more proud carry, and it takes a long time before they need a sharpening because I don't use them a lot. This is pretty cool. Pretty snappy. Lanyard hole, if we didn't mention that before. Big, thick liners. No wonder it weighs a ton, huh? Doesn't look like this is the cutout for the, the lock bar thing. Doesn't look like they've done anything in here to try and skeletonize the situation to reduce weight much. So, no. It's a pretty good chunk of change, and it's a pretty, it's not a real big knife. It's not small, but compare it to this. Here's the Mannix. The Mannix is bigger. So there you go. This is not, this was made to be the smaller version, lighter version in the 300 series. What do you think? Yeah. So, compact, but pretty heavy duty, This 2.8 ounces, right? We just weighed this sucker up. But this one, more of a pit bull, more of a tough guy. Like the Tiger Stripe, that's fun. If I was going to get a 300 series, I'd definitely get the Tiger Stripe. And I'm not big on coated blades necessarily, but yeah, I like this one. I like that design. I think that fits with this knife very well. Okay, what do we got? I got your lanyards, dude. Box, papers, yes, and I did cut a piece of paper with your knife. but you're famous now. You're on the LTK channel, whatever that does for you. It's coming your way. Like this knife? Yes, we do. We love them knives, actually. So, stay sharp, my friends.